All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Performance Racing League. We're in our 7th round here at Monaco, and you are currently watching Tier 3. My name is Tac Delta. I'll be hosting you guys by myself. Nico, John, and I, we went into some casinos, and I walked through one, and he wasn't behind me, so he's been lost. We'll recover him Monday morning, and he'll be back for the next race. So no worries, I'll be leading you through the streets of Monte Carlo today. We're getting into qualifying a little behind. Not to worry though, it looks like we're seeing some times between a 112.5 and 115.7. So Green Hornet will probably be looking to bring that time up a little bit as they go on. We've got our Fast Five with Shep, Jimmy, Lucasade, Haystran, and Tar Heels holding down the top 5 so far. Sheriff Shaft will be looking to get up with the rest of his mates. Let's hop on board for an onboard lap here with Sheriff Shaft. So coming down the only DRS straight of the track going into the first corner. Takes second gear. You can really get a lot of time if you go through that smoothly. He's got a car ahead of him. Not sure how that car plans on getting out of the way. Oh, yeah, they've impeded his lap big time. Oof. Yeah, that one will be in the steward's room for sure, and I'm not sure if Sheriff Shaft is going to be able to set a better time at all or not. Who did he get into? Had to have been Tar Heels, or it was Haystran. Must have been them. Does Haystran have any damage from that? It looks okay on the front end. Still, drivers having a little tussle out here, so that will be unfortunate for Cher. I don't know if he has enough time to start a new lap or not, and if he has any damage, looks to be undamaged so far. So Sheriff Shaft was able to get a lap in. Sorry, I got pulled away briefly. Sheriff Shaft was able to get a lap in just barely with a 112.4. And now is really going after, I'm assuming this is Haystran. Clearly a little bit of aggravation here between the two drivers. Sheriff Shaft really needs to check that temper in. We understand it's a tough situation, but we don't want to make it any worse when it comes to the stewarding. Clearly Sheriff Shaft's been watching a little bit of NASCAR lately. Getting into the whole rubbing his racing deal. We'll see what Haystran can do, although he's been kind of beaten up by Sheriff Shaft in this one, so we'll see if Haystran can put in a lap and be competitive. It looks like it might be a little slow. No, Haystran actually just behind Sheriff Shaft, so these two will line up on the grid, one next to the other. I think this Monaco Grand Prix just got very, very interesting, very, very quick. With those two having a battle in qualifying. And I think that's it as far as drivers out on the track. So we'll run you through the grid. We'll have Sheriff Shaft, who has the pole position, followed by Haystran, who will line up next to him on the first row of the grid. Scuderia Shep and Jimmy Pullup bringing Ferrari power to the second row. Lucasade will line up 5th, right next to Tar Heels. These top 6 are the ones we're really looking for pace from today. And Monte Carlo is one of those tracks where you can't really make a pass. You can't make an overtake unless you really find a good opportunity. So really it'll be a drive of perfection. So we'll see how these guys can do. We'll follow it up with Femi Thrustmaster and OTL Fed, who I can't get on I can't get on with because they've retired. But they will occupy the 4th row, and we'll get the rest of the grid in a minute. Right, so the rest of the grid. Baba Yaga and Vinny Sips on the 5th row, and Green Hornet and Taggart, who did not set a time, will bring up the rear end of the grid. So that is our grid for now. We will head up to the race starting grid and get ready for the formation lap. Yeah, so catching up with some of our commentary here. So we have in PRL, we give our drivers about 2 minutes between the end of qualifying and the formation lap to set any strategy they may need, as well as finish up any pre-race preparations. So in the meantime, we'll do a quick qualifying recap. So a late join from the broadcast. We got about the last 3 minutes in, but we joined in to watch Sheriff Shaft going for that provisional pole lap, which he was successful in, but majorly held up by Haysgran on his qualifying lap. Got into the back of him and quite literally pushed him out of the way. So a little bit of aggression there, and then after Sheriff at the pole lap, Haysgran followed behind to get second place on the grid, with Sheriff Shaft behind him again and pushing him to the point of losing a front wing. So a lot of drama here in qualifying. If you've missed it, you'll want to come back at the end of the stream and check that out. It's right at the beginning, so you don't have to scan for it. But a lot of action so far, and these two will line up on the grid together right at the front. So it'll be an interesting watch. We may have something that's similar to Spain 2016, with Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton lining up in the front together and taking each other out before the first lap is even complete. So I think we'll keep an eye on these two. We'll see if they can clean it up for the race. But if qualifying is anything to go off of, there's going to be some tire scraping for sure. We'll see if anybody wants to try to pull off any heroics in Saint Avoit, as we're typically cautioned against. But who wants to be cautioned against having fun, right? So we'll keep an eye out for that as we head to the grid for the formation lap. So, driver is currently well behaved for the formation lap, which is lovely to see. But we'll watch our grid come through the hairpin here. We can see the pit stop strategy is a medium to hard or a soft medium onto the hard tire. Come through some classic sections of the track here. Chicane just after the tunnel. Always a tricky place, a place where you can get spun around with your catching a front tire on the barrier through there. So a place for drivers to exhibit some caution. Yep, so Hayscran with no time for Share Shaft there. So again, I think these two are gonna be going at it here. I'm not sure where Hayscran's going. Actually, he's maybe forgot to stop in the grid box. So getting a little head start on the